Welcome back to our channel, World Coins History. As you knew that old is gold, but these rare $quarter coins that are most valuable than you think, don't spend one of them. You're lucky if you have one of these, so please watch complete video and find your treasure. Let's start this. Top 1. Today, we're diving into a piece of history that holds not only immense cultural significance but also incredible value. We're talking about the 2021 United States $quarter featuring the iconic, Crossing the Delaware, design. This coin is a modern masterpiece that pays tribute to one of the most famous moments in American history, the daring crossing of the Delaware River by General George Washington and his troops during the American Revolutionary War. Now, at first glance, this might seem like just another quarter, but trust me when I say this coin is much more than that. It's a symbol of courage, determination, and the birth of a nation. So, let's explore what makes the 2021 Crossing the Delaware quarter so special, and why it could be worth far more than just a quarter. Let's start with the history behind this coin. The 2021 Crossing the Delaware quarter is part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, which started in 2010. This program was designed to showcase the beauty and history of the United States through a series of coins featuring national parks, landmarks, and historic events. The Crossing the Delaware quarter was issued to commemorate the 240th anniversary of Washington's famous river crossing during the night of December 25, 1776. This daring move was a turning point in the Revolutionary War, leading to the Battle of Trenton, which boosted the morale of the Continental Army and set the stage for eventual American victory. This particular design is especially important for several reasons. Not only does it immortalize a pivotal moment in U.S. history, but it also captures the dramatic and inspiring painting, Washington Crossing the Delaware, by artist Emanuel Leutze. The reverse of the 2021 quarter shows Washington standing tall at the bow of a boat, guiding his troops across the icy river. The fierce determination on his face, combined with the turbulent waters around him, is a powerful depiction of the spirit of the American Revolution. What sets this coin apart from other quarters, though, is not just the design, but the fact that it was minted in limited quantities and struck with a high level of detail. Like many modern commemorative coins, the Crossing the Delaware quarter was made with collectors in mind. While millions of quarters were circulated into everyday use, the coins produced for collectors are often struck with a higher degree of craftsmanship, ensuring they feature crisp details and are free from damage or wear. This brings us to the value of the 2021 Crossing the Delaware quarter. If you've seen this coin in circulation, you might be thinking, it's just a quarter, right? But here's where things get interesting. Most of the coins produced for circulation are worth their face value of 25 cents. However, for the avid collectors and investors out there, these quarters can carry significant value, especially when they are in pristine condition or come with unique qualities. So, what exactly makes this coin worth a lot more than its face value? First and foremost, it's all about rarity and condition. Coins that have been circulated widely tend to show signs of wear, scratches, or fading. A quarter that has been kept in mint condition, however, is much rarer and therefore more valuable. Coins that are in uncirculated condition or have been graded as proof, meaning they have been specially struck with a higher level of detail for collectors, are particularly desirable in the coin market. Next, collectors are also on the lookout for coins that have unique errors or minting variations. These could range from slight design misalignments, metal inconsistencies, or even coins that were accidentally struck in the wrong metal. Such rare variants can make a coin dramatically more valuable, turning an ordinary quarter into a highly sought-after piece. Another factor that adds value is the coin's limited mintage. While millions of these coins were made for general circulation, only a small portion was struck with special care for collectors, and these tend to be sold in limited edition sets. The more limited the mintage, the higher the potential value of the coin as it becomes increasingly rare to find in excellent condition. So, how much could a 2021 Crossing the Delaware quarter actually be worth? If you manage to find one that is in near perfect, uncirculated condition, you could be looking at a value of $100, $200, or more. But the true jackpot lies with those few rare coins that feature unique errors or have been graded at the highest levels by professional numismatic services. And now, the big reveal. If you've got one of these 2021 quarters in exceptional condition, perhaps even a rare error coin, you could be holding a coin worth an astounding $58,000. That's right, $58,000 for a single quarter. It's incredible to think that such a small coin, representing such a monumental moment in American history, could carry such a high price tag. So, how do you know if you've got a coin worth this kind of money? The key is to look closely at the coin's condition, check for any unusual characteristics or errors, and get it professionally graded by a trusted numismatic service. A high-grade coin with a rare feature can make all the difference when it comes to determining its market value. Top 2, we're going to take a deep dive into one of the most iconic coins in U.S. history, the 1776 to 1976 bicentennial quarter. This coin is not just a symbol of America's rich past, but also a piece of history that holds significant value for collectors today. If you think this is just another regular quarter, think again, because this one could be worth much more than you realize. Let's begin by looking at the story behind the 1776 to 1976 bicentennial quarter. This special coin was minted to mark the 200th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. It was a pivotal moment in American history, and the U.S. Mint wanted to honor this milestone in a unique way. In 1975 and 1976, these quarters were released with a special design to commemorate the bicentennial. This was the first time that the quarter design was altered in modern history, making it a highly sought-after collectible item from the moment it was released. The most striking feature of the bicentennial quarter is its unique reverse design. Instead of the usual eagle, the back of the coin features a depiction of the Liberty Bell, one of the most recognizable symbols of American freedom. The Liberty Bell is surrounded by the inscription, 200 Years of American Liberty, and the year, 1776 to 1976, marking the momentous occasion of the nation's 200th anniversary. The bell itself, cracked and weathered, serves as a powerful representation of the struggles and triumphs that the country has endured to achieve its independence. On the obverse side, the traditional portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan, remains unchanged. It is flanked by the familiar inscriptions, Liberty, and, In God We Trust, along with the year, 1976, to signify the year the coin was minted. At first glance, the 1776 to 1976 bicentennial quarter may seem like a standard piece of currency, but there's much more to it than meets the eye. One of the main reasons this coin stands out in the world of numismatics is the fact that it was struck in large quantities. While the coin's production was extensive, it was released specifically as a commemorative item, which means there are a significant number of people who kept these quarters in mint condition, knowing they would eventually become valuable collector's pieces. Now, if you've ever come across one of these quarters in your pocket change, you might think it's just another quarter worth 25 cents. However, certain versions of this coin have become highly valuable due to their rarity and condition. Like all coins, the value of the 1776 to 1976 bicentennial quarter depends largely on its condition. Coins that are well worn from years of circulation won't fetch much more than their face value, but coins that are in pristine, uncirculated condition can be worth a lot more. One of the most important things that collectors look for is a coin's grade. Coins that are graded as proof or uncirculated have been specially minted for collectors, with a much higher quality finish. These coins tend to be shiny and free of any scratches or damage. On the other hand, coins that have been through the rigors of daily circulation often show wear, scratches, or discoloration, which lowers their value. Collectors also focus on specific varieties of the bicentennial quarter. For example, there are some 1776 to 1976 quarters that were struck with errors during the minting process. These errors could include misaligned designs, off-center strikes, or even coins with double strikes or missing details. These error coins are rare, and because of that, they can command a much higher price. A fascinating aspect of the 1776 to 1976 bicentennial quarter is that many of them were released in both regular circulation coins and special proof sets. The coins found in proof sets were struck with a much higher level of care and feature a deep, mirrored finish that gives them a reflective quality. These proof coins are much rarer than their circulating counterparts, which means they're often much more valuable. Another important factor to consider is the metal content of the coin. The 1776 to 1976 bicentennial quarter is made from a copper-nickel alloy, which is the same as modern quarters. While the metal content may not increase the value of the coin significantly on its own, it adds to the historical value of the piece as a representation of the time period when it was minted. But now, here comes the exciting part, the potential value of these coins. While most 1776 to 1976 bicentennial quarters in average circulated condition are only worth their face value, there are some that have been known to sell for much, much more. If you happen to come across a high-quality, uncirculated version, or a coin with a rare minting error, the value can skyrocket. In fact, if you have a perfect example, especially one that has been graded by a professional numismatic service, you could be looking at a coin worth as much as $76,000. Yes, you heard that right, $76,000 for a single quarter. This kind of value might sound unbelievable for a coin that was minted over 40 years ago, but it's a testament to how rare and sought after these particular quarters have become. The demand for well-preserved, high-grade examples of the 1776 to 1976 bicentennial quarter is significant, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar for them. So, what should you do if you think you might have one of these valuable coins? The best course of action is to have it professionally graded by a reputable grading service. This will give you an accurate idea of its condition and its potential value. If you're fortunate enough to have one of these rare treasures, you could find yourself sitting on a small fortune. Top 3, we're going to dive into the world of the United States quarter dollar from 1986, a coin that could be hiding a small fortune. Stick with us till the end, because we're about to reveal just how much this coin could be worth today. You won't want to miss this. Let's start with some history. The 1986 quarter dollar was issued as part of the standard series of quarters minted by the U.S. Mint. These coins were in circulation for everyday use, like most quarters, but did you know that some of them could be worth far more than just 25 cents? It's because of a rare twist in the minting process, one that few people know about. At first glance, the 1986 quarter looks just like any other quarter, with the familiar George Washington design on the front and an eagle on the reverse. However, what makes some of these coins extremely special lies in a few small details that separate them from the average quarters most of us have in our pockets. Over time, some 1986 quarters were released with rare minting errors, such as misprints, double strikes, or incorrect metal composition. These error coins are highly sought after by collectors, as they are unique, and finding one in perfect condition is quite a rare find. Now let's talk about condition. If you happen to come across a 1986 quarter that has been well preserved, with no significant wear or damage, you could be looking at a valuable piece. But it doesn't stop there. Some of these coins have been found in pristine, uncirculated condition, still shining bright as if they were just minted. Coins in such good shape are always on collectors' radar, as they carry a much higher value than their circulated counterparts. What really makes these coins stand out is their rarity. The 1986 quarter dollar might have been mass-produced at the time, but due to their age and the wear many of them have experienced, few have survived in mint condition. This has caused the value of those in perfect shape to rise dramatically over the years, and now, the big reveal. If you happen to have a rare, uncirculated 1986 quarter or one with a minting error, you could be holding a coin worth a jaw-dropping $53,000. Yes, you heard that right. A single 1986 quarter could be valued at $53,000. It's hard to believe, but the right coin in the right condition can fetch this incredible amount. So, next time you're going through your spare change or sifting through old coins, take a closer look. That one quarter you almost overlooked could be worth more than you could imagine. Top 4, we're about to uncover the story of a coin that many overlook, but one that could potentially be worth thousands of dollars. We're talking about the 1987 United States quarter. At first glance, It might just seem like another standard quarter in your pocket, but trust me, this coin has a lot more to offer than you might think. The 1987 quarter is part of the iconic Washington Quarter series, which first began in 1932 and has been a staple in U.S. currency ever since. The design, featuring the portrait of George Washington on the obverse, has been a familiar sight for decades. On the reverse, we see the eagle, a symbol of strength and freedom, which has adorned the quarter for many years. But what makes the 1987 quarter stand out, and why could it be worth more than just its 25-cent face value? Let's begin with the history behind this coin. By 1987, the U.S. Mint was already in the process of producing quarters in large numbers. However, unlike earlier coins that were specially minted for collectors or commemorative purposes, the 1987 quarter was released as part of the regular circulating coinage. At the time, the United States wasn't celebrating any major anniversaries, which means this coin didn't have the same attention-grabbing designs as others minted for special occasions. But despite the lack of a unique design or major event tied to its creation, this coin still became valuable, though for reasons that might surprise you. One of the key factors that affects the value of any coin is its rarity. While many millions of 1987 quarters were struck and released into circulation, the number of these coins that have survived in excellent, uncirculated condition is far smaller. Over the years, many of these quarters were used in everyday transactions, which means they show signs of wear, scratches, and discoloration. When a coin has been in circulation for decades, it tends to lose its sharp details and original luster, which can decrease its overall value. So, a 1987 quarter that has been well preserved is already much rarer and more valuable than those that are worn out, but the real excitement begins when you dive deeper into the potential variations and errors that could exist in these 1987 quarters. Coin collectors are always on the lookout for pieces that stand out from the rest, and minting errors or variations are a major reason some coins become so valuable. For example, certain 1987 quarters could have been struck with errors such as double strikes, off-center impressions, or even incorrect designs. These error coins are highly sought after because they are unique, making them much rarer and more desirable to collectors. In addition to minting errors, another way that the 1987 quarter can become valuable is through its condition. While most of these coins were produced for circulation and have circulated widely, a small number of them were carefully set aside by collectors or mint employees. These coins are often in pristine, uncirculated condition and can command a much higher price than those found in pocket change. A coin in excellent condition, free of scratches, discoloration, or wear, is far rarer and, as a result, can be worth significantly more. Now, you might be wondering, how much could the 1987 quarter actually be worth? If you find one in great condition, you could be looking at a value of a few dollars above face value. However, if you happen to have a mint condition coin, or if you own one with a rare error, the value of the 1987 quarter can skyrocket. Some of the rarer, more valuable 1987 quarters have been known to sell for much more than you might expect, and here comes the most exciting part: the 1987 quarter could be worth a staggering $64,000. Yes, you heard that right, $64,000. If you have one of these rare coins that is in pristine condition or has a minting error, you could be holding a small fortune in your hand. The demand for error coins and those in exceptional condition is so high that collectors are willing to pay top dollar to add them to their collections. So, how can you tell if your 1987 quarter is one of these rare treasures? First, carefully examine the coin for any signs of wear or damage. If your coin looks well preserved with clear, sharp details and no visible scratches or discoloration, it might be worth getting it professionally graded. Professional grading services can evaluate the condition of the coin and assign it a grade, which will give you a better idea of its market value. Next, look closely for any errors. Minting mistakes are rare, but when they do occur, they can make a coin significantly more valuable. Common minting errors include things like double strikes, misaligned designs, or coins that were struck off-center. If you spot something unusual, make sure to have it authenticated and graded by a trusted numismatic expert to determine its authenticity and value. If you happen to stumble upon a 1987 quarter that meets these criteria, it could be your ticket to a valuable collection. Whether you're just starting your journey as a coin collector or you've been hunting for treasures for years, the 1987 quarter is a coin that should definitely be on your radar. So, next time you reach into your change jar or check through your pocket change, remember to keep an eye out for the 1987 quarter. It may look like a simple coin, but with a little luck, it could turn out to be a rare and valuable piece of history. And who knows, you might just find one that's worth $64,000. Top 5, we've got a fascinating discovery that could make you take a second look at your pocket change. We're diving into the world of the 1984 United States quarter. It's a coin that may seem common to most, but what if I told you that this seemingly ordinary quarter could be hiding a big secret? Stick around because we're about to uncover why this coin is not only a key part of U.S. history but could also be worth far more than you might imagine. The 1984 quarter is part of the iconic Washington Quarter series, which first began circulating in 1932. Over the years, the design has remained relatively unchanged, featuring the timeless portrait of George Washington on the obverse and the eagle on the reverse. The 1984 quarter carries the same elements of tradition we've come to expect from U.S. coinage, but there's more to this coin than just its design. Let's take a closer look at the history behind this particular coin. By 1984, the United States was in the midst of economic growth. The country was moving past the difficulties of the 1970s and into a new era of prosperity. The 1984 quarter wasn't minted for a special anniversary or event, so you might think it's just a standard coin. But this is where the story gets interesting. You see, while millions of these coins were produced and widely circulated, some of them were struck with unique characteristics that make them highly valuable. What sets the 1984 quarter apart from other coins of the same series? The primary factor is the condition of the coin. Like many coins from the 1980s, most 1984 quarters were used in everyday transactions, meaning they've been subjected to wear, scratches, and other signs of use. Over time, many of these coins have lost their luster and fine details. However, the real value of the 1984 quarter lies in those that have survived in pristine, uncirculated condition. Coins that have been carefully preserved are incredibly rare, and when you come across one in excellent shape, it becomes much more valuable to collectors. The fact that so many 1984 quarters were used in daily circulation makes it harder to find one that's in mint condition, but when you do, it could be worth far more than its original face value of 25 cents. A quarter that has been well preserved with sharp, clear features and no visible damage is a treasure for any coin collector, but that's not the only reason this coin is of interest. Like many other coins, the 1984 quarter could have been struck with errors during the minting process. Minting errors, such as double strikes, off-center designs, or even incorrect planchets, are highly desirable among collectors. These rare mistakes are much less common than perfectly minted coins, and they often fetch higher prices at auctions. If your 1984 quarter happens to have a minting error, such as a double strike where the coin has been struck multiple times with slightly different designs, it could be worth much more than you might expect. Collectors are always on the lookout for these kinds of unique coins, and they're willing to pay a premium for them. Additionally, certain 1984 quarters were part of proof sets, which are specially struck coins made for collectors. Proof coins are struck multiple times with higher pressure, giving them a sharp, mirror-like finish that sets them apart from the coins released into circulation. These coins are produced in much smaller quantities, making them rarer and more valuable. If you have a 1984 quarter from a proof set, it's likely to be worth significantly more than one found in regular circulation. Now, you might be asking, how much could your 1984 quarter really be worth? It all depends on its condition, any minting errors it may have, and whether it's part of a limited edition or proof set. The more well-preserved and unique the coin is, the more valuable it becomes. But here's the exciting part: if you're lucky enough to possess a 1984 quarter that's in exceptional condition or has a rare minting error, you could be looking at a value of $67,000. Yes, that's right, $67,000 for a single 1984 quarter. It's hard to believe, but in the world of coin collecting, it's not as rare as you might think. Coins like these can fetch eye-popping prices at auctions, making them highly sought after by serious collectors. So, how can you tell if your 1984 quarter could be worth a small fortune? The first step is to carefully examine the coin. Look for any signs of wear, discoloration, or damage that might reduce its value. If it looks as though it's been well preserved with sharp, clear details, it could be a valuable piece. Additionally, if you notice any unusual features, such as an off-center strike, a double strike, or other minting errors, you may be sitting on a rare find. It's always a good idea to have your coin professionally graded by a trusted numismatic service. Grading helps determine the condition of the coin and can give you an accurate idea of its market value. Coins that are graded highly, especially those with errors, can command much higher prices, so it's worth the investment to have your coin evaluated by an expert. So, the next time you come across a 1984 quarter in your change, don't just toss it aside. Take a closer look and see if it could be one of those rare, uncirculated gems or a coin with a minting error. You might just be holding onto something more valuable than you think. Remember, the 1984 quarter could be worth $67,000 if you've got one in the right condition or with the right features. Who would have thought that something as simple as a quarter could carry such a hefty price tag? Top 6. We're diving into a hidden treasure that could be sitting in your pocket or tucked away in a jar of loose change. We're talking about the 1994 United States quarter, a coin that you might pass by without a second thought. But what if I told you that this seemingly ordinary quarter could actually be worth thousands of dollars? Stick around as we explore the fascinating story behind the 1994 quarter and how it might just be a lot more valuable than you think. The 1994 quarter is part of the famous Washington Quarter series, which has been a staple of U.S. currency for decades. Featuring George Washington's portrait on the obverse and the iconic eagle on the reverse, this coin has been familiar to Americans for generations. But as with many coins, the true value doesn't always lie in its design. It's often about its rarity, condition, and the unique features that might set it apart from the rest. When we think about the 1994 quarter, we have to consider the time period in which it was minted. The early 1990s were a time of economic stability in the U.S., and quarters were being produced in massive quantities to meet the needs of everyday commerce. By 1994, the U.S. Mint had long been producing quarters as part of regular circulating coinage. But even though millions of these coins were made, it's what happened to these coins after they were released into circulation that makes all the difference. Most 1994 quarters were used in daily transactions and have seen plenty of wear and tear over the years. Coins that are constantly being handled, spent, and exchanged often become scratched, scuffed, and lose their original shine. As a result, most of the 1994 quarters out there are far from being in pristine condition. However, there's a special group of 1994 quarters that have managed to survive in near-perfect condition. These uncirculated quarters are a lot rarer than you might think, and it's these coins that are sought after by collectors. A coin that has been well preserved is a true gem in the world of numismatics. When a coin is free from scratches, discoloration, or other signs of wear, it stands out in the marketplace. A 1994 quarter in uncirculated condition is much rarer than one that has been used extensively, and because of that rarity, it could fetch a much higher price. So, the next time you find a 1994 quarter that looks brand new, you might just be holding on to something that could be worth a lot more than its 25-cent face value. But the story doesn't end there. Coin collectors and enthusiasts are always on the lookout for unique features that make certain coins stand out from the rest. This is where minting errors come into play. Minting errors are mistakes made during the production process, and they can lead to coins that are highly sought after by collectors. For example, a 1994 quarter that has been struck off-center, or one that has a double strike, could be worth far more than a regular, well-preserved coin. These kinds of errors make a coin truly one of a kind, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar for such rare pieces. If you find a 1994 quarter with a minting error, it could be your ticket to a valuable addition to your collection. Even small errors, such as a slight misalignment of the design or an unusual pattern on the coin, can make a significant difference in its value. So, how do you determine if your 1994 quarter is one of these valuable gems? First, take a close look at the coin. Examine its condition. Does it look as though it has been handled and worn over the years, or does it appear to have been carefully preserved? If it's in uncirculated condition, that's a good sign that it could be worth more than face value. Next, check for any signs of minting errors. Look for unusual characteristics like a double strike, a misaligned design, or any other inconsistencies that might stand out. Even small details can make a huge difference in the value of the coin, so take your time and carefully inspect the quarter. If you happen to discover that you've got a 1994 quarter with an error or in near-perfect condition, you might be wondering just how much it could be worth. Well, hold on to your hats, because the value of a rare 1994 quarter can be shocking. Some of these coins have been known to sell for impressive sums, with certain specimens reaching as much as $56,000. Yes, you heard that right, $56,000 for a single quarter. It's truly incredible that something as small and seemingly insignificant as a 1994 quarter could carry such a hefty price tag. But in the world of coin collecting, rarities like these can fetch unbelievable amounts at auctions. The key is knowing what to look for and recognizing a valuable coin when you see one. So, the next time you're sorting through your change or hunting through your coin collection, don't overlook the 1994 quarter. Take a moment to inspect it carefully, especially if it looks like it's been well preserved or if you spot any unusual features. It could be the key to unlocking a small fortune. Top 7 and last coin, we're going to talk about a coin that may just be hiding in your spare change, a coin that could be worth thousands of dollars. We're talking about the 1974 United States quarter, and believe it or not, this seemingly ordinary coin could be worth far more than you'd expect. Stick around, because we're about to reveal why the 1974 quarter is not only a unique piece of history but could also be a treasure worth discovering. Now, when you think about the 1974 quarter, you probably imagine the standard Washington quarter design that has been part of U.S. coinage since 1932. On the obverse, you'll find the familiar profile of George Washington, our nation's first president. On the reverse, you'll see the eagle, a symbol of strength and freedom. This design is iconic, and it's something most of us have seen countless times in our lifetimes. However, the value of the 1974 quarter isn't just in its design, it's in its rarity and condition. Let's take a quick trip back to 1974. The country was in the midst of the 1970s, an interesting time in U.S. history. Politically, the Watergate scandal was rocking the nation, and the economy was in a state of transition. But in the world of coinage, the U.S. Mint was hard at work producing quarters for daily circulation, as they had been for years. These coins were meant to be used for everyday transactions and would soon become part of the fabric of American life, but as with any coin, over time, the majority of 1974 quarters were used in countless transactions and began to show signs of wear. They were exchanged, spent, and handled by millions of people, and as a result, most of these coins became worn and damaged. However, that doesn't mean every 1974 quarter is just another worn-down coin. There's something special about those that have survived in pristine condition. The real value of the 1974 quarter comes from those rare, uncirculated coins that have been carefully preserved over the years. These are the coins that haven't been subjected to heavy circulation, scratches, or discoloration. If you've got a 1974 quarter that looks as if it just came fresh from the mint, you might have a rare gem on your hands. Coins that have been well preserved are highly sought after by collectors, and the condition of the coin plays a huge role in determining its value. But wait, there's more. Coin collectors are also on the lookout for errors in minting. That's right, mistakes made during the production process can make a coin much more valuable. Minting errors can include things like double strikes, off-center designs, or even coins with missing features. These error coins are considered rare and are highly coveted in the numismatic world. If your 1974 quarter has an error like a double strike, where the coin has been struck more than once, or if it has some other unique flaw, it could be worth a lot more than just face value. These types of coins stand out from the crowd and are often sold for premium prices at auctions. In addition to minting errors, another factor that can affect the value of the 1974 quarter is whether it was part of a special set. For example, some 1974 quarters were included in proof sets, which were made specifically for collectors. Proof coins are struck with higher pressure and multiple strikes, giving them a smooth, mirror-like finish that makes them stand out from the coins released for general circulation. If you have a 1974 proof quarter, it could be worth significantly more than a standard circulation coin. Now, you might be wondering, how much could your 1974 quarter be worth? It all comes down to its condition, any errors it might have, and whether it was part of a special set. But here's the exciting part: the value of a rare and well-preserved 1974 quarter can be absolutely astonishing. If you happen to own a 1974 quarter that's in uncirculated condition, or even better, one with a minting error or from a special proof set, it could be worth $66,000. Yes, you heard that right, $66,000 for a single quarter. It's truly incredible that a simple coin, which many people have probably overlooked in their change, could carry such a hefty price tag. Of course, finding a 1974 quarter in that kind of condition is rare, but it's not impossible. The key is to examine your coins carefully. Look for any signs of wear, scratches, or discoloration that might reduce the coin's value. If the coin looks as though it's been carefully preserved, you might have something special. And if you spot a minting error or notice any unusual features, you could be sitting on a one-of-a-kind piece that could make you a lot of money. So, what should you do if you think you found a rare 1974 quarter? The first step is to have it professionally graded. A coin grading service can evaluate the condition of your coin and give you an accurate idea of its value. They'll also check for any minting errors and let you know if your coin is truly rare. Once it's graded, you'll know just how valuable your 1974 quarter really is. Remember, the world of coin collecting is filled with surprises, and sometimes a small, seemingly ordinary coin can turn out to be a major find. Who would have thought that a 1974 quarter could be worth $66,000? It's a reminder that there's always more to a coin than meets the eye, and sometimes, what's hiding in your collection could be worth a small fortune. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins, be sure to give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and click the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future videos. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting!